deal. We're going to hear from a couple of our supporters, allies, who are actually fighting similar fights in Edinburgh. I'm going to first introduce you to Donnie Gluckstead, who's going to speak for a couple of minutes from Edinburgh Trades Council about a range of things.
How you doing?
Thanks. If you look around you, it looks like Edinburgh is a very wealthy place.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to read you from the smallest banner that's here, and it says, Edinburgh Council run care homes for elderly people face closure. Actually next Tuesday, there's a big demonstration taking place because what we have in Edinburgh, we don't have Glasgow Life and we don't have museums closing, but what we do have is quite an interesting situation. We have something called the Edinburgh Integrated Joint Board, and nobody quite knows what it is, but I'll tell you what it does. It makes the decisions that councillors don't even know about. It runs things that are supposed to be controlled by the council, and actually what they decided to do is to close to sell off into private hands 5 care homes. So it's not just people that need museums, it's old people who are being betrayed by this, and this is a common fight between the different cities. This is a common fight of the poor against the rich, because that's what's going on as we speak. And it's also a question of democracy. Because when I hear, I haven't heard about Glasgow Life in the past, but it sounds like it's a very, very similar situation. The voice of ordinary people, the voice of people elected, the voice that we need to be heard, is being given away and sold into private hands. Now the question of money comes up, and people have talked about it. If you turned on the television, you said, okay, a week or two ago you saw on the TV where our money has been going. £22 billion spent on fighting in Afghanistan. Not for the ordinary people. What was it for? It certainly didn't go to ordinary Afghans. It was for the military interests of America, Britain, whatever. Not about ordinary people there, not about ordinary people here. So we do need to stand together, Glasgow, Edinburgh, everybody across Scotland, and make sure that justice is done. So good luck with your fight. If you want to come through to Edinburgh next week at 9:30, outside the city chambers, at 9 o'clock, 9:30, 28th of September, you're most welcome.
Thank you, Donnie. And if you are in Edinburgh, please go along and support that campaign. Go and see Donnie there and get some further information. Join the campaign, not just become someone who just participates, but actually leads some of these struggles. We need more working class people getting involved in local struggles, and that's what Glasgow Against Closure is all about. If you are in Glasgow, please come along on a Tuesday at 6 o'clock to our organising meeting. It's open to all. We have between about 14 and 20 people, all involved in some way or another in the campaigns. But if you just want to be able to show your support, please come along as well. Every little bit helps in terms of activities. Okay, we've got one final speaker from Edinburgh who's kindly given us their PA, but are also involved in the struggle to support the care homes that, as Donnie mentioned, are threatened with closure. So put your hand together from another Edinburgh as possible, Willie Black.
It's interesting that we have common cause, because we have been attacked everywhere. Our class is under attack. The redistribution of wealth that's happened over the decades has resulted in our areas, our people, being more and more distressed and put into poverty. We're not just fighting against the closure of libraries, we're fighting against the closure, the scandalous closure of care homes in Edinburgh that Donnie spoke about. There's 59 care homes, 9 of them are state-owned or council-owned. 5 of them have to close. What does that tell you about the direction of travel? About cities like Edinburgh or Glasgow, who closes libraries? Bloody libraries they're closing. This is an absolute scandal. And we need to be building in our communities and in our trade unions. I remember when Mick McGacker, the famous miner, and he used to speak along there at the miners' rallies when I was wee and when I was big. And he said the following, and I always remember it. He said, when it came to the question of the cake, it's not the slice of the cake, it's whose hand's on the bloody knife. And in the years that we've seen over the decades, our hands have been slowly removed for that knife, so that we're no longer cutting up the cake. The cake is cut up for us. And what we're saying today, because we're here at the Parliament, is we're saying to that Parliament, Nicola, where's the money? Nicola, where's the money? Nicola! Where's the money? Nicola! Where's the money? Nicola! Where's the money? Get down behind that settee, find the coins, and give it to the people and the communities of this country. Another Edinburgh is possible, but another thing's possible. Another Scotland's possible. And in 6 weeks, it's possible to talk about a different world, where we save the planet, save our libraries, save our care homes, and give them help.
Thank you, Willie. Okay, that sort of brings our demonstration, sadly, to a bit of a wind down to an end. But I want to thank all the campaigns who've made it here from Glasgow, Save Maryhill Library, Save Whiteinch Library, and the magnificent Friends of People's Palace, Winter Gardens in Glasgow Green. And thank you so much to Another Edinburgh is Possible and the People Before Profit. This fight's not going away. With the wonderful support of the unions, Unison, Unite and the GMB, united with Glasgow Against Closures, we think we're going to win. And I tell you what, they're all ready. I mean, you only have to read every single article by Susan Aitken to know she's just all over the place. She doesn't know how to respond. They thought they'd get an easy ride. They thought we'd just, go, all right, yeah, shut our places down, we don't care. They didn't expect this. So I want to give a plug. From the 16th of October, we are going to the streets of Glasgow and we're going to have a fantastic demonstration. Everyone here is invited. We're meeting at Buchanan Steps, marching all the way down to the wonderful People's Palace. We're going to have a fabulous rally. Everyone's welcome. Bring your banners. And do you know what? Even if you're not affected, show some unity. This is what we need in society, supporting one another and showing unity. So please come along to the 16th of October. And from Glasgow Against Closures, just to reiterate our 3 demands. Stop the closures, a moratorium on all closures. Nothing should be closed until there is full consultation with those communities and those unions involved. Our venues belong to us. To remind the council and politicians they're there to keep them open, to caretakers and nothing else, and to invest in them and to ensure that they remain open for future generation. And finally, actually one of the most important is to end Glasgow Life. Glasgow Life is not democratic. It's been set up to asset strip what belongs to the people of Glasgow. So thank you very much, and I hope the Edinburgh colleagues here who are involved in fighting for the care homers take heart with our solidarity as well. So thank you everyone for coming, and well, let's just end with a few chants. Whose venues? Our venues. Whose libraries? Our libraries. Whose museums? Our museums. Whose parks? Our parks. Whose future? Our future. Whose health? Our health. Whose well-being? Our well-being. Save our venues. Save our venues. Save our libraries. Save our libraries. And finally, show us the money. Show us